Maybe we're just not that into us. There are times when trying to rationalise a make-up, reach an ultimate capacity, the England football team can be living inside the frantically hyper-formalised New York dating scene of the 90s. Here we go again, picking up on the details, hung up on the what-ifs, arguing about the rules of the game. Don't be too available, never text first, do wear a wizard hat, let manager tricks, be rude to people, also be Annalise Mysterio. No more mysterious than that. Seriously, where do you not get off having enough mystery? Sport does all of this, and football makes it all. The hard details of final scores and tournament outcomes happen, and in response we will scroll furiously through the choices, vise and personal that got us there, convinced there's an answer simply waiting to reveal itself, like windsurfing dog into a magic high picture. Do we need a winter break? Do we need to unleash Jack Grealish? What if Lee Carsley plays all the number 10s? Meanwhile, Samantha over here is convinced we need to stretch defences by starting Ollie Watkins and talk a lot about intimate physical acts over a mosquito bunch. In the end, things come down to Oakland's Razor, or the small, simplest version. The end game to the dating rules of the 90s is maybe he's not that into you. A book so successful it became a film based around a single groundbreaking idea that perhaps the bloke you're creating Sheena mystery around more fiercely regulating the Texan schedule doesn't like that much. Again, changing this score about the England football team at major tournaments might reach very similar conclusions. Maybe it doesn't actually help to nice over manager and selections to bring the messaging, the hotel selection, the tattoo choices. Maybe they're just not as good as what we want them to be. Maybe they're not always not quite good enough. The current team tells its own story. If England were to start the World Cup tomorrow and the day's fit and firing, it'd be something like Pickford, Livramento, Gehi, Concert, O'Reilly, Rice, Anderson, Saka, Rogers, Rashford, Kane. Is this a tournament winning team or a pretty good one? The current fit centre backs are excellent footballers, but none of them have actually won a league or European title. O'Reilly's super talented, but it's not fair to ask him to defend for 90 minutes against Kylian Mbappe. The midfield double pivot does not contain a career-holding player. The debate around Kane's understudy is fast boiling down to are they actually worthy of a hotel room, or do we just bin it and not have a backup at all? The reality is the current squad is pretty flat. The best England players are still Kane, Rice, Reece James and John Stone, who if fit could provide a massive uplift to the back four. No fresh A-listers have emerged since the last World Cup. Saka looks tired and also tired in a tactical sense, limited in his variation. Zoom out and none of this is controversial. England have played one good team under Tuchel, Senegal, and lost at home. Since the start of 2024, they played 4 teams in the FIFA top 10, beat the Netherlands, lost against Spain and Brazil, and drawn with Belgium. Sometimes it has to be the 5th best team. Maybe that's their level, maybe they're not that good. But wait, what if they find a perfect outfit? But even that looks different. What if you put it on? Danny Welbeck should be in the squad on merit, but that's hardly a game changer. Trent Arnold should also be in the squad. There's no way his defending is so much worse than Jed Spence defending that it should rule him out the total package. But his good form also adds up to 3 assists and no goals this season. Is it worth trying to really try hard to chop and change to fit him in? Number 10 is the most selling position, and the space around the idea of watch England have a golden hand of talent to coalesce. Do they really? Phil Foden has 2 goals in 45 games. Rogers is a really good footballer, but is he striking fears into the heart of the elite? Even England's obviously only top level player Harry Kane seems to be at tournaments and find himself pitted for not being perfect. When does the confusion levels come from? Undoubtedly there's a degree of unearned journalism. A notion that England should always have a good squad, but it seems like England have a good squad. The Premier League hype train doesn't help. Being on a stage full of stars doesn't make you one. Against Uruguay, England had 4 starters who were second choice of their clubs, and 4 in total who may end up getting relegated. Compared this to the very best, France have 12 players still in the Champions League. Spain have an endless roster of technicians, all playing basically the same style for their clubs. So what are the green sheets? There's still major opportunities in this England team. Bellingham has a maximum of 14 games left this season, Palmer 11, but they still have time to become the key individual in this attack. Palmer's a more interesting figure and a real lost boy in this setup. Wolf or not, he's the only high grade, creatively unpredictable player available to Tuchel. He loves the ball and plays as well against all teams. In another timeline, the Palmer of the Euro 24 final and Club World Cup would have been essential to this team. The real opportunity comes scaling back extensions. For a start, the manager is clearly not the problem. Tuchel was an odd hire, given he's not actually a tournament specialist and came with 0 international experience, but he gets the English. He even likes the non-weird royal cousin. He is the hairline, the bones, the country house smart casual. He's also facing the same old problems. Above all, the basic lack of a template to follow. There still isn't an English style of football, not really, in hodgepodge of borrowings and a Football Association pathway ChatGPT'd out of what was going on in Europe at the turn of the decade. Tuchel has talked about hopefully an assertive Premier League style, and maybe this is the English way, but not if they've watched much of the league this season. The players are good, but not that good. The best ones, not numerous enough and vulnerable to injury. Wind back the choices, the bad luck, the rage, and it always comes down in the end to between England and Liverpool. Do they like it? Does the ball like them? But there is still the time to nail and get the right functions, to find if not 11 Mr. Rights and 11 Mr. Right Nows, and to end up in New York City in July wondering around if this might finally be the real thing. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily football news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.